Greetings from paradise. Last month, as you might remember, I talked about our new requirement of having a written contract with our buyers. So that deadline is still August 17th. So that means that all buyers who want representation by a realtor will need to have a signed contract. So in order for that really to be a really smooth and understandable process, we're going to have conferences or consultations with our buyers before they start looking. So we really know exactly what a buyer wants, and also the buyer knows exactly what we are going to do for them. So if it's a home, we'll sit down and we'll talk about, or it can be done by video or FaceTime, but we will have an in-depth consultation with the buyers before we ever visit a property, either virtually or in person. So we'll talk about what the buyers' needs are, their wants are, the things that they absolutely must have, and the things that they really don't want. Like sometimes there's some buyers who don't want any steps. Well, that's a really important thing. And also with condos, there's some requirements that the financing requirements. Some condos can be financed, some condos can't. So it's important for buyers to know that up front so they know what their options are and what's available for them and what isn't. Sometimes people with condos will want to be on a hillside, so they have a really expansive view. Others will want to be right on the beach. So all those things will be really discussed in our consultation. So everybody knows exactly what to expect, and then we'll also delve into the whole buying process. Why it's important to have a lawyer. What's the importance of title insurance? If you're buying raw land, how important it is to have all those boundaries staked to make sure there's no encroachments. The same with a home. You have an as-built survey, so you know exactly where your boundaries are, and then we can determine that there are some encroachments or easement situations, so those can be dealt with before closing. So we try not to have any surprises. We anticipate challenges. For example, if there's a home that's mixed construction, we want to know that in advance because that becomes a challenge for insurance. And we want to let the buyers know that their insurance may be available, may not be available, but if it is available, that it's going to come at a high premium. And so they have to work that into their budget. And then we're going to talk about what we do for our commission. What do we do for the money that the buyer's going to pay us, or it's going to come from the seller's concessions? So as we spoke about, we have a consultation. We know what the buyers want. We know what their budget is. We encourage them. Well, it's pretty much, our policy that everybody gets pre-qualified unless they're paying cash. And then we have to have evidence of those resources. So we anticipate the needs of the buyers. We talk about what the challenges might be, and we also talk about how we negotiate strategies for negotiations, how to create an offer that's going to be in their best interest, whether it's in regard to the required down payment, closing times, what financing is available, whether they might be eligible for our new program VI Slice, or whether they would be better off going FHA, or perhaps they're qualified for VA. So these are all options that we discuss in depth, and we talk about those associated costs with the buying process, and we work with them the whole entire process so that their expectations can be met and our expectations can be met. We want the buyer to be available. They can't disappear on us, or we can't help them. So there's going to be expectations from us, and we're going to have expectations from the buyer, so it can be a total win-win, happy solution and happy outcome for in the whole buying process. So it's kind of on a, I probably sound like a pedantic teacher, but these are important processes now for our buyers and for us. So we're all on the same page. So I look forward to working with buyers so we can have this win-win solution. So from now until next month, have a great day, have a great month. Thank you so much.